The restaurant went silent when Ethan collapsed beside his father's table. Plates clattered, glass shattered, and the billionaire's face drained of color. "Someone call an ambulance," he shouted, cradling his son's limp body. Everyone froze, except for one woman. Tara, the black waitress who'd been serving them, dropped her tray and rushed forward. Her hands trembled, but her voice was firm. "He's not breathing right. Move him to his side, now." The billionaire glared. "Don't touch him," the doctor said. "It's just anxiety." Tara ignored him. She knelt beside Ethan, noticing the bluish tint around the boy's lips, something no one else had seen. "No," she whispered. "This isn't anxiety." As she tilted the boy's head and pressed her ear to his chest, her pulse quickened. There was no rhythm, only a faint, uneven gasp. Something was terribly wrong. The ambulance arrived in minutes, but to Tara it felt like hours. She stayed kneeling beside Ethan until the paramedics took over. The billionaire Richard Langford paced frantically, his expensive watch glinting under the restaurant lights. As they carried Ethan away, Richard finally turned to her, his voice shaking. What did you do to my son?" Tara's eyes filled with tears. "I saved him from choking on his own tongue. If I hadn't turned him, he would have," but he didn't let her finish. "You're a waitress, not a doctor." She swallowed the sting of his words. "Sir, I used to be a nursing student. I recognize the signs. Something's wrong with his heart." Richard dismissed her, still in denial. "The best doctors in this city have checked him. He's fine, just weak from travel." Tara didn't argue, but as the sirens faded, her gut told her this wasn't over. That night, she couldn't sleep. Ethan's pale face haunted her. The way his small hand had gone cold in hers felt too familiar. Like the night her own brother had died of a hidden heart defect no doctor had detected in time. The next day, she took a risk. During her break, she walked to St. Matthew's Hospital, where she knew Ethan had been admitted. She found Richard standing outside the private suite, arguing with a doctor. "You ran every test?" Richard demanded. "Yes, sir," the doctor replied. "It's just exhaustion. The boy's heart is normal." Tara's voice came softly from behind. "No, it isn't." Richard spun around, frowning. "You again. What are you doing here?" "I'm sorry, sir, but I had to make sure he's okay." She pointed to the test chart on the clipboard. "May I?" The doctor hesitated, but curiosity won. Tara scanned the results quickly, her brow furrowed. "Look here, his oxygen levels are dropping when he sleeps. That's not anxiety or exhaustion. That's a cardiac arrhythmia." The doctor blinked. "How did you?" She looked up, voice steady. "Because my brother had the same thing. He died before they caught it." For a moment, silence filled the corridor. Richard's confident expression wavered. He followed Tara and the doctor back into the room. Ethan lay there, pale but conscious, connected to monitors. "Hey, buddy," Tara said softly, kneeling by the bed. "You feeling dizzy again?" Ethan nodded weakly. "Sometimes. I can't breathe when I sleep." The doctor frowned, suddenly realizing the truth. He called for another scan, one they hadn't thought to run before. Within the hour, the results confirmed it. A rare cardiac electrical disorder. If untreated, it could stop the heart without warning. Richard stared at the report, his lips trembling. He sank into the chair beside his son's bed, whispering, "All this time, all those tests, and no one saw it." Tara just stood there quietly, tears slipping down her cheek. Later that night, after the operation that stabilized Ethan's condition, Richard found Tara in the hospital cafeteria. She was sitting alone, sipping coffee, her uniform still stained from the chaos earlier. He approached slowly. "They said if you hadn't spoken up, if you hadn't seen what they missed, Ethan might not have made it through the night." Tara didn't look up. "I'm just glad he's okay." Richard sat across from her. His voice was quieter now, humble. "I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that." She smiled faintly. "You were scared. I get it." He hesitated, then asked, "Why did you come back?" "You didn't have to." Her eyes glistened. "Because I saw my brother in your son." The same color fade from his lips, the same sound of air trying to fight its way in. "I couldn't let another child die because someone refused to look closer." Richard exhaled, the weight of guilt pressing on him. "You've done more for my boy than any doctor I've hired, and you did it without asking for anything." Tara shook her head softly. "Sometimes the best help doesn't come from people with titles, Mr. Langford. It comes from people who care enough to notice." He was silent for a long moment, then finally whispered, "You noticed what no one else did." A week later, Ethan was discharged, smiling, healthy, and holding a small thank you card he had made himself. On the front, written in crayon, were the words, "To Miss Tara, my hero." Richard invited her to a quiet dinner to thank her properly. No press, no luxury, just gratitude. As they sat across from each other, he finally spoke the words that had weighed on him since that night. "You reminded me that wealth doesn't make a man wise. Heart does. Tara smiled gently. And sometimes, even a waitress can save a billionaire's world. He looked down at his plate, humbled. You saved more than that. You reminded me what really matters. As she stood to leave, Ethan ran up and hugged her waist. I'm going to be a doctor when I grow up, he said proudly. Tara knelt to meet his eyes. Then promise me one thing. Always listen to your heart, not just the machines. He nodded, grinning. As Tara walked out of the restaurant that night, city lights glimmering on the wet pavement, Richard watched her go, no longer just a waitress in his eyes, but the woman who saw what others ignored, who saved his son not with money, but with compassion. In a world where some see class and color first, she saw humanity, and that saved a life. Because sometimes, the people society overlooks are the ones keeping it alive. Kindness doesn't need a degree or a title, just a heart willing to care.